Hi, welcome to Andrew Buckle's Photoshop Monday. How to create a swirly design such as this. All kinds of colours fill in and swirled around. You can use paths to do it, and I'm going to show you how. So let's just go to Edit and Fill. So I just want to go with a complete blank image there. Go over here and select the brush tool. Brush tool and go for brush settings. Go for window and brush settings so you can see it there. And you can see then brush tips. What you need to do, just go for this one. Just a soft round, just a basic soft round, a default brush. It's a blurry brush and you can see it straight away when you go to the brush tool as a default one. And what you can do, you can change the size, maybe make it 120, 130, make it fairly big so it fills the screen. And you've got other options. You can change the spacing. Obviously, if you decrease that or increase it that way, you'll get more or less of these dots. And that's what it's creating. Lots of dots all across the screen. You could, of course, use any other shape. You've got all these shapes as well. Now, I'm just using the dot, but literally any shape you put in here, like a star, you could fill it with stars as well. But I'm just using that basic default soft round. Scattering and shape dynamics. So shape dynamics, go for size jitter so you can vary the size. So you get small and big, and you can vary it up and down. So you can see, get that big or small. And you can change the angle jitter. Obviously, it doesn't make a difference because it's circular. Also, go to scattering. Now, this is a key one. Both axes, make certain that's on. Push up there to about 900, so it scatters it all over the place. That's a key thing. And also, what you need to do is, if you want, is to increase the count. So you obviously have it a lot less, or you can increase it a lot more. You can fill the entire screen even quicker. Color dynamics, make certain apply per tip is on. That needs to be on, so it will create. Otherwise, when it applies, it will just apply all in the same color. Though random once it's done it again and again and again, but it's only applied in the same color for that one. If you don't have that on and you want random colors, also set this jitter 49, 50%, hue jitter up to 80%, whatever. Now, here's the brush tool, but what can you use? Well, you can use paths. Just go over here and you've got ellipse tool. So select the ellipse tool. It could be rectangle as well, perfectly reasonable. So you can use that and go up to the top. And you've got three options. You've got path. Just go for the path one. Path one is the one you need, and fill the screen with those paths. You can create 10, 15 of them, up to you. But I'd suggest just a couple. 4 or 5. So you've done all that, move that around there, and you can fill the screen. Now, it's quite possible when you apply them, it might not fill the entire screen if you don't create enough of them. However, the next step is to make certain you select them all, because if you don't select them all, it will just work on one of them, the sub path. It will just work on, say, that path. I don't want that. I want them all selected, so just use this tool. Just go here, make certain that the path selection tool selects every single one of those paths, and you can see here in the path, work path. Now, right click, and then you go down here, stroke path, and it should say that. If you've got only one selected, it will say sub path. So that's not, if you just want it in one particular area, that's fine. But go for stroke path, and it will come up with this brush, and that's why I set the brush up. Need to set the brush up. You could also use anything. It doesn't have to be a dot. Simulate pressure and click OK. It'll take a few seconds to process, and now you can see straight away you've got this sort of beautiful fill design. Now, of course, you can save a brush, this brush over here, just save it as a preset. So you've got presets, add new brush preset, so you don't have to create it each and every time. So just save all the settings into that brush preset. So that makes it a lot easier to come back to at a later time if you want to use that. And of course, then once you've got this, you can change the brush dab to something else. So that's useful. So, okay, you've got this. Now, I don't want all these paths, so I'm just going to deselect that. They're still there. I could use them later, apply it again. So I'm not going to remove them. You've got all these dots. Well, how to create that really swirly, sort of unusual blurring effect? Well, you can do that. Go into Filter, and strange enough, blur gallery. Blur gallery is one of the most powerful features. I think it's just got some great blurs and you can manipulate it in so many different ways. And a very useful one is this one, pass blur. See, you can create literally any shape of blur. So instead of the usual ones with motion blur, Gaussian blur, well, you're very limited with blur. This one, pass blur, go in there. And you can see this line. Now, I've done videos on how to use this and create other shapes, but I'm just going to drag this out. And you think, oh, I just click again. Well, you can do that, of course, but you can use this line. You can simply hover along this line, and as soon as you do that, you'll see that plus appear. And you can add points to this line. So you can just click there, click there. You can click all the way along like that, so you can add lots of points. And then once you've done that, what you can do, you can drag it out. And as you do that, you'll see, oh, you think, hasn't done anything. Well, the reason is the setting. It's quite low. So what you need to do is set this up. Maybe not that high. Possibly that's a bit too extreme. Put it down to about 175. Now you've got here also got rear sync flash. So you can experiment if you think that's better or worse. So basic blur, and you've got taper. You can change that if you want as well. Just experiment with that feature. And you can then just blur it this way. And you will see when you do it that the design sort of blurs off in certain different directions. And you can go down here, so you can drag that down there. And again, just tweak the speed, and you can see then this blur is now following around that line. And you can distort it again. You see as I move that around, you can create, using this design, all kinds of weird and wonderful blur, and you can pass it over like that to create some very weird sort of blurring, sort of scatters off. And of course you can extend it, add more points, create that, click another one there, and create distortions there. You can see you can create some like whirlpools in it. Click OK. And then you've got that design. And of course you can always go to filter, blur gallery, apply it again if you want. Or maybe use fades as well. You can always fade these filters you've got here, options for other gallery, filter gallery, liquify, and combine them. But what you can also do, you can also go up to image and adjustments and levels. And I always like to do this. I just like, it just seems that sometimes it's just nice just to tweak it a bit, just make it slightly darker there for the input levels, slightly move that up and click OK. And that just gives it a much more intense, colourful design. And another option, of course, image adjustments. If you, like me, love to add a bit of saturation to it, vibrance and saturation just gives slight more intense colours. And there's the end design, that lovely swirling effect. And of course you can go and create another blur. And also, if you want, simply just go over here and add some more paths and apply it again, just to create even more unusual designs. But as mentioned, doesn't need to be just circles or dots. So you can use it for many other things as well. Well, I hope you found this of interest. Any questions about this filter, as well as the pass, as well as the brushes, please let me know in the comments below. Always great to hear from you. Thank you much. Bye.